Hi everyone and welcome to episode 21 of Conquer the Curse at Benfica with me, the United City FM. Welcome along. So, we have reached the second leg of our European Champions League semi-final. Can we get to this final and conquer the curse? Well, we've got a bit of a challenge in front of us. We've played the away leg against Liverpool and it was an absolutely mental 3-3 draw. So we're in with a chance. Can we make home advantage count? Let's find out. So it is all about that second leg. We'll be getting to that in very, very short time today. Not a lot else to talk about other than the fact that we're still winning most things. But we did get another draw in our most recent game in the Portuguese Premier League. I rotated the entire 11 and for whatever reason on that occasion, even though it's worked all the way through this season, it didn't. We got a draw, but we're still already champions of the league. And we do have the Portuguese Cup final coming up against Sporting as well. So there's still a couple of bits to sort out domestically, but mostly it's all done. And today it's about this second leg. So if we jump into the first leg and see where what happened with it, you can see there's lots to talk about actually sort of in this particular match itself. We were 3-1 up at one point in the game at half time, which was a magnificent first half. And then, unfortunately, Liverpool came back into the game in the second half. Just behind my head, you won't see that on the 51st minute, they got a second goal. And on the 80th minute, Luis Diaz got an equaliser. So that's how that particular game went. But you can see by the statistics at the top of the left of the screen, they had 30 shots at goal and 9 on target for a 3.1 XG rating. Got their 3 goals from it. We had 6 shots at goal, 5 on target for a 0.5 XG and got 3 goals from it. Moukoko was an absolute sensation in that first half. Couple of really amazing goals for him. And Badiashile got one off that near post corner routine as well. So that's how we got our 3 goals. At half-time, I thought we are an absolute shoo-in for this. And Liverpool had other ideas, unfortunately. Leaves us at 3-3, but that was the away fixture. Today, we play at home against them. Everything else is sorted, as I say, domestically. Can we get to this final? Let's find out. So, just as a reminder as to what we're doing in this particular save, as to why we're focused on Europe and not the domestic stuff. In the 60s, the Benfica manager, Bela Gutmann, had an argument with the board over a new contract. They didn't give him what he wanted. He then eventually left the club. On the way out, he cursed the club and said that they would not win another European trophy for 100 years. And in real terms, we're now 60-something years into that. They've been to 8 finals of varying European competitions, and they have yet to win one. So the curse is absolutely real, and we're here trying to conquer it in this particular series. We're in season number 4. What I would say is that in theory, we could just carry on forever and ever and ever and get to season 30 or whatever and eventually win it if everything aligned. I don't really want to do that. So what we're going to do here is if we get to this final in season 4, then the final will be the last game that we play in the series. If we don't get to the final, we lose to Liverpool in this semi-final, we will give this one more season and see if we can get there next time out. 5 seasons at the most, I think, is a pretty good sort of end point for me to have given it my best shot. We've got a very good team. We've got another left winger coming into the club in the summer in Rodrigo from Real Madrid. If I could, I'd change my left full-back in this coming summer if need be as well. And that, I think, would pretty much complete this starting lineup. I think the rest of it is very, very good. So that's the plan. So either today we get through to the final and that final is going to be the last game that we play, or we lose today and we go for one more season. So strap yourselves in, because this could be a very bumpy ride in this particular episode. But for the game against Liverpool at home, second leg of the Champions League semi-final, we go with Sanchez in goal, Porro at right back, Benzabeni at left back, Badiashile and Zabarnyi in central defence, Verratti and Tonali in central midfield, Trincao on the right, Moreira on the left, Nunes and Moukoko up top, and a bench of Thiat, Selic, Luis, Bernardo, Goncalves, Everton and Simic. Now, the only one that I'm bothered that's not in our starting lineup is Everton. He keeps getting little knocks. I can't get him to full fitness, and it's very frustrating. But that's the team. So let's get into today's game and see what happens. So in terms of team talk, I've really challenged this group of players. I've pumped the fists. I've said I expect nothing but a win from this match to keep our good run going. Let's get in there and do it. We've got to put all of the pressure on them to perform well on this really big stage. It's either going to make or break them potentially. Liverpool are very, very good. They've improved their midfield considerably. They might have lost the likes of Salah along the way, but the likes of Ruben Neves, Declan Rice in midfield have improved them in that sense. And they've still got the likes of Virgil van Dijk and Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold, Alisson, Fabinho's in there, Luis Diaz, Mane's there. There's a good set of players there. We just about held on against them in the first leg, having been 3-1 up. They came back and they really, really pushed us, but we did well to just basically hold on for a draw. Can we go one better than that? Please don't give away penalties. Not in the semi-final second leg. Oh, for goodness sake. Porro on the far side just hacks at the bloke as he's running through. And we are absolutely the masters of our own downfall. Yet again, it's just such a problem in FM22, I feel. So many times we create our own major problems by stupid decisions in the penalty box. And there we go. Ruben Neves steps up. Talked about him already as being an improvement in their midfield, and he really is. He puts the ball in the back of the net for a goal. And we're going to have to do this the hard way, seemingly. Tonali and Verratti, surely there's experience there enough in midfield to drive us forward. Trincao with a little bit of flair. Nunes drops out to come and get involved in the play very nicely. That's a brilliant ball in, and it's Moreira on the left-hand side. In there for Everton. He's injured so much in the last month or two of the season. I have not been able to get him fit. Oh, for goodness sake, it's disallowed. It feels like everything's going against us just at the moment, and that is such a narrow decision. Whether it's right or wrong, I don't care. It's narrow and I don't like it. Where's my mummy? It's just annoying, for goodness sake. Trincao, come on, let's get something here and get back into the game. Cross comes in, a good header by Moukoko, and the header goes over the top of the bar, unfortunately. We're beginning to put the pressure on, though, so that's not too bad. We've had a little bit more possession than them, which I'm really surprised at this point, but that's just around the even mark. It's about those chances created, though. We're creating them. We're not converting them. We're not even putting them on target a lot of the time, but we do there. And the routine at the near post for the corners still comes to our rescue occasionally. And on this occasion, it's Verratti into the oncoming Zabarnyi, who just charges in, gets above everybody else, powers the header into the back of the net. And we go back to 1-1 on the night, 4-4 on aggregate. And at half an hour into this second leg, we are back in the game. And that's got to help us. That's got to raise morale a little bit, you would hope, and get us the momentum shift. I mean, Liverpool have had 2 shots at goal in this first half completely, now 3. It's not bad. We haven't done badly against them. We just haven't converted our own chances. 7 shots at goal to their 3. 3 on target for us, 2 for them. Their XG rating is basically double ours. That says a lot about what sort of chances we've created. 50-50 possession, same percentage in pass completion as well. It's a really even game, but we have to find a way to convert our chances. Moukoko was magnificent in the first game and so far hasn't been in this one. So again, what we're going to do here, let's steer clear of the pump the fists, I think. Let's try outstretched arms. Do I want to play without pressure? No, let's just say we're happy with the performance. Keep it up. Because I am in a lot of ways. We are creating the chances. We just have to do better with them. Hopefully, the outstretched arms will just encourage and motivate them rather than just try and rile them up, as it were. Liverpool on the first highlight of the half, they're cutting through us like we're not even there at times. But that's a misplaced pass, and Tonali picks up the ball, puts it through to Moukoko, and finally he shows up in this second leg, and that is fantastic. Immediately I'm going to take it back down to balance mentality rather than positive. We're going to try and keep the ball a little bit better, be less gung-ho with it, but that's great from Tonali, just moving out of midfield with the ball, passes a brilliant through ball into the path of Moukoko. Doesn't really have to change much of what he does. He just meets it and puts it home. And we go 2-1 up on the day, 5-4 on aggregate. We've changed into the balanced mentality. We're still playing the same way. We're still trying to move the ball around, get the ball forward, etc. But just not quite in the same way that we were doing a minute ago. See if we can hold on to it a little bit and just waste the time a little bit and see where that takes us. We've reached 70 minutes, so we're going to make a couple of changes in a few minutes from now just to get fresh legs in for the last few minutes. I waited just a little bit too long, seemingly. We've got an injury to Moreira, a thigh injury, and potentially a thigh injury. Well, it's a definite thigh injury for Moukoko. That could be a serious one. We shall see. Simic has been fantastic for me this season. Scored so many goals in the league, so I don't have any problem bringing him in. Everton has not been healthy for a little while, but he can play for the last few minutes of the game and hopefully see us through. And we're going to take one more player off, and it's probably the fullback that I need to replace just to get some energy down one of the sides. And we'll take Porro out because we put Everton down the left. That gives us energy there. We're going to take Porro out and put Selic in on the right and give us energy down that side as well. And with Simic up top, hopefully he can cause a problem for their defence for the last few minutes. Now it becomes nervy. Now it becomes about people digging in and doing their jobs. Everton won the ball brilliantly. We lost it. We regained it. Núñez again over the top. Simic, can he do it in the Champions League? He couldn't quite. He got it past the goalkeeper, and the defender just managed to get back in there and hook the ball away. But he is a danger from those sort of positions, which is fantastic to have on the bench. We might need to play him for the rest of the season if Moukoko is badly injured. We've got 5 minutes to play. Everton, Núñez didn't get it right, and we give the ball back to Liverpool. Gomez in the defensive area brings it out for them. There's a chance for us to get the ball back, and we don't. We put it in the path. That is so lucky for us. It was unfortunate. The defender tried really hard to get the ball, does really brilliantly well to do it, and then it just drifts into the path of the striker. The defenders weren't able to deal with it, and Liverpool come back at us again. They're really pushing, and that's off the post, I think, out. Oh, no, it's not. It was a save by the goalkeeper. It was in the right spot because it's gone out for a corner kick. Conceição with the corner kick puts it to the far post. Badiashile over the top of his head. Now he gets a chance to boot it clear, and he does. Can we regain the ball up at that top area? We can't. It goes back to the goalkeeper, and they play it back out again. Minutes remaining. 89th minute, 4 minutes of injury time. Please, no more highlights. Just see us through the game. We've got a minute left to play. There is the full-time whistle. We managed to do it. That is quite something. I'm really kind of surprised by it. But Benfica, we've made it through to the final. The end of our series is in sight. One game in a Champions League final for Benfica. We'll figure out who the opponents are. I think it's either Man United or PSG. Neither one of those are going to be easy. But there you go. 2-1. We came back from behind from a 7th minute goal from Neves to come back and win the game. Zabonye, Moukoko with a second. He got injured. We're going to have to see how bad that is in a minute as well. Have we got any suspensions for the final? A few yellow cards going around there as well. I don't know what that will look like. Let's go and find out, shall we? But wow, we've made it to a Champions League final. Is the curse going to be conquered? We'll have to wait and see. So there's just a couple of things that I need to catch you up on now before we end this episode. First off to say, Moukoko is out for the next 3 to 4 weeks, or 2 to 4 weeks as it currently says, with a hamstring injury. The final is on the 31st of May. We're sitting on the 7th. He might just get back for it, possibly. but he won't play much of a part between now and then, basically. So that's one thing to say. Moreira, the other guy that picked up a little bit of a knock, was only out for a couple of days. That's fine. I've moved the game on for about 24 hours to get through to the second game in the semi-finals and see what happened there. And it was quite an amazing match, really. If we go into our fixture list and just go down to the bottom, you'll see that we get PSG, or you might not see, it's behind my face cam. But if we go to the semi-finals, Man United were 3-0 up after the first game, and PSG won the second game 3-0 to go to a penalty shootout, and then won the penalty shootout. That is quite some comeback. Away from home as well. Oh no, the first game was away from home possibly. I don't know. Anyway, they came back and won it anyway. So it's now a PSG versus Benfica final. And I think we're playing it in Munich, just so you know. Happens on the 31st of May. So we're going to come back for that particular game. In the schedule, you'll see that we've got a couple more games to play in the Premier League of Portugal. And then there is a bit of a gap, which is really good, from the 18th to the 31st. It means all of my players can rest. And then we got a double header potentially for Champions League and domestic cup competitions. We're not worried about the domestic stuff in this particular series. We're only worried about the Champions League. And that Champions League final is going to be the last game of this particular save. We're going to give it one shot against PSG. Whether we win or lose, we will either conquer the curse or we won't. Pressure's on. It's a big game, and PSG are pretty monstrous, aren't they, in what they can offer. Let's see how we get on. Anyway, that's going to do it for me today. I'm kind of spent, if I'm honest. That was kind of madness to watch us go through in the way that we did, but we did go through. So join me next episode, see how we get on in that last game. Until then, thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and join my United City community. The more the merrier. Click that like button on this particular episode. That will help me get seen by more people. Until next time, take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.